Oh shit, I keep bringing those other ones. Stupid freaking hands. That was a risk. Not even really clear on where I'm going, except for I need to go here. And you know what? I just ran right past it. I'll come back later. I think I need to go here then, which is probably... you know what's really weird? There's all this mention of the Crucible, but typically Crucibles are involve very, very strong fire of some sort, right? You need some heat. I wonder if this flame that they sealed away is the flame of the Crucible. And I wonder if that's stifling the ability for new life to come into creation. If this is the fire strong enough to take down the Earth Tree, right? And if the Crucible is a definite thing that is the birthplace of at least the variety of life, if not life itself, that spawns new creatures into existence, or dictates the, somehow dictates the existence of new creatures, then it would make a lot of sense that the same fire that's able to impact the Earth Tree is coming off of a Crucible. Man, getting Somber 7s is really nice. Now, it's funny talking about inputs. A really common question, a really common interview question I've come across for some UX stuff. It's probably one of my favorite ones because it's really difficult. And not a lot of people can wrap their heads around it. And it kind of changes how you think about game development. So, let's say, for example, you're playing like a Souls game, right? And you've got, R1L1 for your left hands, your left and right hand actions. You've got the strong attack on R2, L2, or, whatever that effect is, skills, whatever. You've got the left analog stick for movement, you've got the right analog stick for the camera. And then, pressing the button down to crouch or get off the horse, and then you got the right for locking. You get all those basic inputs. You got your D-pad buttons, or your D-pad inputs for left and right for weapons. You've got your up and down for spells and items, respectively. Did I just completely go back? I did. Shit. Wow, this is terrible. I gotta do better about this. So you have all these inputs, and the controller is basically full, right? Everything has some significant use. Stuff has repeatable actions, like sprinting, like rolling and sprinting, or overloaded onto the same button. Stuff like that. And the interview question is basically, let's say, for example, for whatever reason, you have to start removing... Damn, these fucking hands are everywhere. Let's say, for example, you need to start removing, for whatever reason, you have to remove either, let's say, for example, you get rid of the right analog stick, right? What are some options for resolving camera control, right? And some people start saying, well, just fucking use the D-pad for the camera control or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, they start looking in that direction, right? And then you start having to remember, okay, well, the D-pad's used for all this crap, so what do you do then? And there's not a lot of... there's no perfect answer for this. And it's really kind of catered to each game. But some of the answers that you start looking for, which are not the best thing in the world, like they're not satisfying answers, but they're get the job done answers. You start looking at things like, does the player need to control the camera? Or you start looking at other things like, which of these movement options are important? A good example would be, do you necessarily need a sprint button when the analog stick gives you fine control over your movement, right? And is the analog stick sufficient for that? Like full is sprint, partial can be walk. Do you have enough control there? And the answer is not always just yes or no. Further than that, you start asking questions like, for example, let's say you get rid of bottom face button, right? Your Xbox A or your PlayStation cross. Well, like, does jumping really need to exist? And you start asking questions like, well, how much of this can be automated in a way that's satisfying to the player? So, for games like Assassin's Creed, you have a lot of very automatic movement. You basically say, I just want to go in a direction, and the game just figures it out. If I want to, like, there's some, like, sidling, small climbing stuff that just kind of happens on its own. And I think, really, the question is, when you start looking at games from that perspective, like, is it really mandatory to have a button press to make torrent jump? You want to go up. And in that context, are there, like, if the player is especially holding forward on the analog stick, trying to move forward, and the jump is possible, and the jump leads to a solid ledge, is there any reason why you wouldn't want torrent to jump? And the answer is usually no, not really. So, removing control options makes you think about that, and that can lead to some interesting UX decisions, where you start thinking about, can you derive the player's intention and do the work for them rather than requiring a manual input? And does the manual input add anything to the experience? And sometimes it just doesn't. Some games, I'm pretty sure Sacrifice, or no, what is it? Sinner, what is it called? How am I forgetting the name of this game? Can't remember what the subtitle was. Sacrifice for Redemption. No, not Hellblade. I still haven't played Hellblade. I don't think I'm ready for that kind of like... I don't need it. Like, that's a lot to process. I don't think I'm going to play that anytime soon. But Sinner, Sacrifice for Redemption, as far as I can remember, I don't even know if it has a lock. I don't think it has a definitive lock, or I think it automatically locks for the at the beginning of a boss fight. I think, like, there's not strong manual unlocking behavior in that game. Yeah, it's not turning around nearly as much as I wanted it to. Oh, you're stuck. Okay, this is fine. But especially if you're playing a Souls-like that is primarily against single targets at a time, then having a locking behavior and camera control is not as important. And the exception tends to be, like, how much is the terrain important to manage? And in Sinner, except for one boss fight, not so much. Which discussing kind of reminds you of the lock-on feature in Kingdom Hearts, and the way it works essentially tarnished the way combat was designed over time. in terms of you're not. I'm assuming then for Kingdom Hearts, you're not managing the control or the terrain, and you're not managing platforming as much during combat. That's what it sounds like. Because certain things, like having those considerations mid-combat, start to necessitate either a different style of camera, like one that's managed for you, like God of War, which typically has, whenever you're platforming, the camera tends to go to dramatically different static angles that are more like favorable. It's usually overhead, zoomed way out. Stop it. Oh, headshots for these things do a shit ton of damage. And bow builds versus trolls would be really awesome. You don't really need the hard lock. It's kind of bad because being able to switch targets is fast and useful. The hard lock lets you lock to a specific point, tracks all your attacks to that thing. So I'm assuming then in that case, like, the player needing to consciously aim is diminished. You rely more on hard lock behaving attacks, important tracking behavior. I could see that. What game am I thinking? Oh, Metroid Prime 1 and 2 versus 3 have different combat scenarios because of how the camera works. Where Prime 3 being significantly designed around the Wiimote has more targetable spots and more need to move the camera. Where 1 and 2, like, you spend a lot of time locked onto like a couple positions, a couple either just on the enemy itself or like a couple specific points, which oftentimes you have to scan first. War Against the Giants Champions Battle. The War Against the Giants Champions Battle. Oh, the War Against the Giants. Not having separation between the title and the subtitle is killing me. The War Against the Giants Champions Battle. Trolls Betray. A Fire Vanquished. The Era of the Earth Tree begins. Aha. I think I'm onto something. I think something about the Ur Tree, something that resulted in the Ur Tree, has come after, I believe, some rebellion against the Crucible. This makes me wonder if this is going back to Order versus Chaos, where the Greater Will is order, and Chaos is the fire of the Crucible. And I wonder if both basically are somewhat representative of life. Oh geez. But for differing reasons and differing goals and objectives. Like, both should be working in harmony so that you basically have, like, in Dandara, the story for that basically is creation versus intention. And intention becomes somewhat authoritarian and restrictive, where creation has to be able to breathe in order to create and to have existence. And if intention gets too much control, just the same as order does, it tends to lead to stagnation. You've been playing Prime again via Prime Hack. It's wild how much real mouse and keyboard controls trivialize the game's difficulty. I liked. Oh, you mean the earlier Primes? In the earlier Primes, yeah. And I think the Wii version of Prime 1 and 2, as, in the trilogy, probably trivialized it a bit as well. Because personally, I like the Wiimote controls. I like a lot. I felt they were very comfortable. They're not as fast, especially for turning around. But like, in if I was playing like a fast twitch shooter, I would never use it. But for what Prime gives you, it's very comfortable. Like, I think it meshes very well with their game design. Alright, I'll go back in. I'll go in. I just wanted to have a quick browse around before I do whatever I gotta do here. No enemy ahead, but suffering? Trilogy does hybrid mode for 1 and 2. I didn't realize they had some sort of extra difficulty setting. Man, this is going real far down. If this is another hero's grave, I'm gonna mark it and come back. I'm not ready for this. Oh, okay. Oh, dude, are they even locking it away with... Can you even not progress without stone sword keys? No. Probably, maybe an item here, though. It was also retroactively added in the previous games? Prime 1 and 2, though. I wonder how they would have added it. Flame Protect Me. Is this the immolation spell everyone's all up in arms about? Oh, greatly increases fire damage negation. Most ancient of the Fire Monk's incantations creates a fire within that greatly increases fire negation. It's said that this incantation was used during the war against the giants long ago, during which it protected the champions of the Earth Tree. So that's on immolation. I'm not doing a hero's grave right now, though. That's not happening. Oh, Prime 3 had it even in the Wii version before the trilogy, is what you're saying. That makes more sense. Okay, so I don't want to go in here yet. I did mark it as a place to go back to. I'm probably going to go back in here sooner than later, though, because I'm not sure all of these graves... I'd want to establish that every single one of these has those chariots. And if so, then that's that's a problem to solve. But that's a problem for another day. So luckily, switching this to downscaled 4K seems fine. So far, at least. So if I ever get a monitor that's capable of running the game at that res, then, and I guess capture software that'll do it too, maybe my YouTube stuff will start being recorded at that resolution. 1080 for now. Let's start with something fun. Let's go right out of the gate. Assuming I can get here, which should be... I don't know if it's not on the bridge, then I'll go to the other one. I don't think it is. No. Where is the... it's like right above me. Okay. Let's try the lake. I'm surprised I didn't get attacked by anything over there, because I could swear there's a boss there. It just looks too... It looks too ominous for not being a boss. I'm gonna go here. I've only got the one marker. Okay. So the reason why I'm heading over here is because of the quest for Volcano Manor. And I believe there's a lot more for me to do. I did catch at least one thing that leads me to believe that there's a hidden wall. And because, considering that Lord's, Rykar, what was the name of the dude? That they're a shard bearer, if there isn't a legacy dungeon waiting for me, I'll be shocked. Should be, it's pretty likely, it's pretty certain, I would think. I don't know if I saw a shack here before. I don't know if I've even gone down this way. There's the sign. Something is angry. Yeah, I don't know what's going on over there, but something is fighting and angry. Oh, it's bats. It's literally just bats versus the demi-humans. I hope this has... I don't think it does. I would have hoped this has... Traveling Maiden. Probably no Sight of Grace, I would think. I think you get like a 50-50 shot sometimes, whether they do. Alright, well, let's take a look. Traveling Maiden. Robe worn by traveling maidens. Maidens traverse the lands between for different reasons. Some want to seek audience with the fingers, others to find the tarnished, who they were destined to guide. So this might be... It seems like finger maiden characters, then. What does this even look like? Oh, if the colors match. If I was like doing a full-on witch character... I do have another character planned at some point, so I want to just mess around a bit. Astrologer Hood. I have a character planned somewhere down the road who would basically have been, you could say, like, relatively in the range of, like, visually leaning towards being maybe a like more typical like faith caster setup, like sort of like a heal. Like if you were thinking about a healer build in an MMO or something, sort of an aesthetic in that range. But the character basically would have been a somewhat of an unwitting diplomat. In D&D terms, it would have been basically a character with high charisma, who everyone figured that out and then decided that person should be put in a leadership role, whether they liked it or not. And then the person who got stuck with that only really accepted it because they understand the need and things would be worse if they didn't. And speaking of D&D, that character was designed initially for D&D stuff that never happened. Man, why are there so many bloodstains here? What? Oh, maybe they're bloodstains from the invasion here. Maybe this is a difficult one. Guard broken with a giant. Almost kind of looks like the tree sentinel shield, almost. Something in that range, you know? But yeah, so the character that I planned for D&D never happened, but the idea was that initially the character started as part of the backstory for this character, their bio in D&D, and because none of the D&D stuff ever happens, that just never worked out. But what I ended up doing at some point was writing a couple potential character sheets for the other character that would have, if there was basically a player level NPC, or if that character was played in any way, then it would have been like additional reference material for how that character exists. But the character wasn't designed necessarily to just be like a heal bot bullshit character. It was basically meant to be sort of a party leader combat diplomat character that would have gotten by with the strength of their character. What are we... So, let's see what we got. It's been a day or two. Want to make sure before I go in there and get hit that everything's in its place. Night of Blood. Wonder what that's going to mean for me. Oh, hello. Oh, it's that Hoslow's Oath. Oh, I don't want to be in the middle. Oh, geez. Whips got long range today. Is this double? Are they dual wielding whips? It didn't even occur to me. I know you can power stance whips. But it didn't occur to me, like... Did occur to me whether that's any good or not. Why can't I summon my... I see the icon. Am I allowed to summon if I'm in the range? If I'm on that area? Can I summon my Mimic? I won't have to. This comes... The icon's here. Why am I allowed to do this? Oh, it didn't show up. It just took my HP. Great. It's probably a bug. Man, they do not respond to that. Can I try again? Oh, don't. It'll kill me. Rune Arc? I didn't catch the rest. It said send it back to my world. Hoslow's Pedal Whip. Hoslow's Helm. Oh, that's interesting. That part of the head on that reminds me of D. Hoslow's Armor, Gauntlets. My health is back. So the Mimic does... Yeah, I don't know what happened with that. I didn't see the Mimic in the world. It definitely would have charged in and just destroyed everything, so I don't know. I want to take a look at this this armor. Let me get into the shack at least. That way I can cover at least a couple angles in which whatever is going on over there can't hit me. So, this might be the first second whip I've seen. Okay. Metal whip formed of razor sharp chain-link blades that had the appearance of flower petals. This work of art is handed down through the generation of the illustrious House Hoslow. High dexterity is required to wield this weapon, but it excels in inflicting devastating blood loss. The tale of House Hoslow is told in blood. Uh, 55, 20 dex, but quality scaling. I don't think I got the armor. Scrolling up and down for it. It's probably some of the heavier stuff, I would think. No. Wait. No. Here we go. Garish silver armor decorated. Oh, shit. That dude was Hoslow? When Juno Hoslow received an invitation to the Volcano Manor, he discreetly refused. I have already walked many a road drenched in blood, yet never would I consider myself a champion. That's Hoslow. You were looking for... I don't know if I met the character. J something. Somebody who got lost in his words, as a tomboy. It's about the most I can remember. I remember the headgear looking really weird. Where would it be? Or did I get headgear? Oh, here we go. Yeah. Twin-tailed silver helm decorated with flowery adornments. Symbol of the head of the revered House of Hoslow. Juno Hoslow had a younger brother who was all talk and no trousers. His inability to commit to action was such that Juno inherited the Hoslow legacy without resistance, granting him the freedom to shower his little brother with adoration. Oh man, I think this must be one of those stories that I really should have spent more time looking into. I never found well, I mean, I don't know if I've ever been able to do anything because I never found the character that he was looking for. Especially because I didn't catch the name, and I don't know if that character was Juno or not. Well, it's either a New Game Plus thing at this point, or the situation is going to resolve itself. Or both. Should go back to Patches real quick and see if he has anything to say, or he'll have more stuff for me to do. So, funny thing, speaking of all the stuff that I've been meaning to do, one of them was to update the you could see on the capybara avatar, and I was going to follow up and do a bunch of work to improve the tech behind it, and I also didn't do that. And the funny thing is that it's only been a week since, not even a full week of time resuming my regular schedule, but it feels like Elden Ring, it feels like my time playing it in that week off of work that I took, that span felt like a month. And it's so, everything that I kind of put on hold for that, returning to it and even gathering my thoughts is so scattered and distant that I don't know what to make of it anymore.
I see that you've stayed the path of champions. This is your usual reward. Please, take it.
Taker's cameo?
Perhaps you are ready. Might you see our Lord? Our Lord will no doubt welcome you. Another kindred spirit, treading the path of champions.
Do I need to right away? Can you? Sure, because I don't want to say no, but I'm gonna probably go somewhere else.
Yes. As it should be.
Please don't teleport me right away. Oh no!
Close your eyes for a moment. I will transport you to the Lord's chamber.
No, but there's more to do though. Please put a site of grace right next to it.
Farewell,
and
then.
A door on the way in, maybe?
May your visit be fruitful.
A lot of these fade to black scenes are so unusual. And the thing about them... Oh yeah, straight to the boss. Jeez. Is this a drop normally or something? The thing about a lot of these fade to black moments in the game is I am imagining that this is just them not necessarily having the budget for a cutscene for everything. But I don't even know if I can be upset about it, because the game is so damn big that I'd imagine they probably have multiple overreaches of their budget, and even though they're going to make the money back, I'd imagine just getting this game out the door was probably hell. Even further than that, there was some sort of interview where Miyazaki said, the release of the the release of Elden Ring was super. I don't even think he said stressful. I think it was something like it was rough, like the sort of stuff where you say like we got through it, but it sucked. I guess I'll consider downpour. Not even going in yet. Not yet. If I'm allowed to leave, yeah. Right there. What I wanted to do is, I believe, according to Raya, I think, our serpent friend. I think she said something like she heard. It's so strange. She would have mentioned it too. She was talking about how she heard like noises. Yeah, and that's why she's hunched over, because I bet if I try to walk, like walk around her, no, that's weird. So the illusion includes her hitbox, but she's always hunched over anyways because of the nature of her true form.
Oh, it's you. Forgive me. My mind never ceases to churn of late. Well, I know I can trust you. I saw something slithering in the pitch black of night. It entered the room next to this one and never came out. If I'm not mistaken, it took the form of a serpent, just like me. Does the Volcano Manor hide some secret that Lady Tanith has kept from me? I realize that I shouldn't impose, but if you discover anything, would you please share?
So here's the weird thing. If the Lord of the Manor, which is the Shardbearer, who I can't remember the name of, if he was consumed by a serpent, and I believe there's a dude over here who is like, please take the spear and take this dude out. And like, if there's general knowledge that there is some no good serpent dude causing hassle. Yeah, I figured it had to be something like that. Also, the one accurate one in 100. Does she know? Does she not know of her own origin? Because I'd imagine the same type of serpents that have been... Oh, that's not a good sound. Oh, jeez. The same serpents that are causing whatever's going on behind the manor, surely might have some connection to her. Oh man, I'm gonna mark this as just a to-do item. I want to come back. I have other stuff. Like, funny enough, I'm just overwhelmed with the amount of things that I want to do. And I didn't even want to go here for that. Instead, what I really wanted to do was go back, deliver the stuff, get another dude to kill, if there is such an objective waiting for me. This is to say I don't have the right. Yeah, okay. Convention established. So go and rest. Go say hello to Patches. Go back to the table. Check with the dude who sells weapon arts and or skills, whatever we're calling these things. And then I have other stuff I wanted to do.
Hello again.
What is the reward?
Sharper than you seem, aren't you? I was just holding on to it for you, you know. There you go. The reward for hunting Tragoth. All yours.
You would think I was going to forget because there's so much shit to do in this game. You know, if I've got any, like, greases and stuff, I should get rid of these. Because I'm just gonna... all the sass effects I want to apply are all just gonna happen on their own. How many of these do I have? Lots, okay.
Stingy little beggar.
I am wielding...
Find it in your heart next time, eh?
If you don't even sell anything anymore, if I didn't have an icon telling me that I couldn't attack you, I could potentially, if it allows me to. Yeah, the icon goes away here. You are in view. I don't even need a bow to do this. I could free aim that. How dare you, Patches? Also, you're distracting me from the one thing I actually should be doing. Go back, grab potential next letter. No. What about you? You got any more work for me?
I had hoped you'd soon return. I have the reward from Lady Tanith. Take it. It's yours, by right.
Tell Patches that. Gelmir's Fury. The background looks like a sorcery. I don't think this is an incantation.
Let us tread the path of the recusant together.
Sure.
Until we reach the miserable death that awaits us.
Also sure, but hopefully mine takes a bit.
Still alive, I see.
Alright, I'm not a physical build. I don't need any of that. What's all this about? It is a sorcery. 15 faith. Hey, thanks for the raid, Alex. Welcome, everybody. Apologies for the follower only. I'm just trying desperately to avoid... trying as best as I can, at least, to avoid spoilers or minimize it. I did cut down the time to like 10 minutes, though, so that's something. One of the sorceries developed from the magma of Mount Gelmir conjures a surge of magma from the earth covering the area. Charging extends the surge. It's held to represent the fury of the volcano, but the arrogance of attempting to harness it is solely that of men and serpents. And serpents, huh? You know, that magma worm was doing something like that, I think. I should equip it and see what it's going to do for me. Alright, Chaos. Have a good one. Do appreciate the raid, though. And if you've been playing this, I hope you've been, I hope it's been going well. Oh, right, I need... Gonna even beat the requirements. I wanted to try it. Alright, well, that's what happens. Oh, what is that? Oh, I think that's the regular... Yeah, that's the regular dude who I faced on the way in. So there's no more to kill. Take a look at the hold real quick, maybe. I haven't spoken to... I don't even know who's still around. I don't know if Nefeli's around. I have armor that looks like you.
Hello there.
Or a little bit. You know, in fact, actually it was the other dude. Never mind. Nobody has taken Rajier's place? Nope. Alright, Gideon. Yeah.
There are 4 more demigods yet. Mikola of the Haley, his twin,
Mikola and Millennia probably are already accounted for. Rani.
the one only known. Rani is said to have cast aside. So here at the hold, we see if you should learn it.
Oh shit! You know what?
We both desire to stand as such.
I don't know where Rani's one is. I have an idea of where the Lord of Blood is because I went back and have been reviewing some of the dialogue from stuff both characters I've met as well as those random like dudes in the ground who were like phantoms just with some extra lore. One is one of them. I don't know where that would be on the map, but one of them is like looking off into the distance at this building that is super ominous and looks like the most important thing in the entirety of the underground. I haven't been able to get in, but the dude specifically mentions the Lord of Blood. So however I get in there, however roundabout it might be, that's one of them.
I asked you not to be thankful of the
Alright, I think I have to invade for that. I may not do that this playthrough then. I don't think I have any extras, right? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can purchase, I guess, 5 and 6, yeah. These I would probably end up needing. Oh, I need to get a count for what I need. I don't even know what's gonna get. Like, most of my stuff's pretty well upgraded. So it's probably gonna be like dagger or something. I need 5. So I need potentially 12-6, 11-5, 18-6. So basically like 24-5 and 18-6. Maybe. On top of that, though, I do actually have a good reason for a 3rd slot in whichever one was empty. Probably not this one. I might move this over. Kind of leaning in that direction, because what I'm going to do... I already did it with the dagger. Ah, okay. I wanted to have one dedicated to Golden Vow, so I have that damage buff. Even though I keep forgetting that. There's also some extra dialogue that I think is available. I should try to get real quick. With Fia. So I don't think I can even afford. Yeah, these are expensive. I will begrudgingly buy everything. So I need to go talk to Fia because she has some potential extra dialogue.
back already. No matter.
It's my understanding that I've already botched that quest, though. I should be buffing this sooner. Oh, I go straight to 6, where this one doesn't. Yeah. Alright, well, healing is slightly better now. Now, I'm gonna sacrifice some health for this.
Pleased to see you again. Would you like me to hold you once more?
Yeah.
Now, come closer.
So, I wanted to say just data miners figure this out. But that's not necessarily the case.
Also, very warm.
So, here, you can talk in secret for a minute. She has some interesting clothing for people who have been messing with the camera. And apparently that was potentially going to be garb that the player would be able to wear at one point. It was my understanding is that it was more of a full set, akin to, I guess, the Desert Sorceress set, or depending on the game, I think they were labeled as pyromancer or sorcerers.
I was known as a deathbed companion. Where I come from, after I received the warmth and lively vigor from a number of champions, I lay with the remains of an exalted noble. To grant him another chance at life, to do so is the purpose of my being. But before I could bear the noble into new life, I was awakened by the guidance of grace and chased from my birthplace. Pray, be kind. Despite all that, I still wish to be a deathbed companion. So please, let me hold you like this, as often as it takes.
There's two options, okay. So, what my thought is that you had to receive the Baldachin's blessing and maybe use it like 2 or 3 times before anything would come of this. Now I don't know what to expect. Did you know?
My dear, have you ever heard of Black Knife Prince? Dear Roger likes to talk of them when abed, and the ancient plot in which the first of the demigods was slain. The black knives wielded by the assassins who committed the act, along with the impressions they made, somehow hide the truth of the conspiracy. These grand affairs are hardly my forte, but dear Roger began to weep as he spoke.
I've encountered many of these Black Knife characters. I have a talisman in the shape of their weapon. I might have the weapon itself and some other stuff. I mean, I have literally the soul of, I guess, one of them in my possession.
In truth, I've heard tell from someone else about the Black Knife Prince that fascinate dear Roger so.
Roger. Oh, perfect. Okay, there's more shit to do. Here we go.
But it wouldn't be right to give this to him, stuck as he is in the round table.
Well, he's
hall.
dead.
Perhaps you could make use of it?
I'll take a look. Can I ask more about it? Have I already been there?
Dear Roger likes to talk of it when abed. The ancient plot in the black knives wielded by the assassins who committed the act, along with the impressions they made.
Yeah. Oh. So until I address that, I don't get any more.
My dear, might I ask something of you? Could you please find the owner of this dagger and return it to them?
Weather dagger, huh?
A certain person gave it to me as a gift. It's a very precious thing. It must have a special place in the owner's heart. So I would like for the original owner to have it back, if you wouldn't mind.
So the only random character that I'm aware of that seems to be non-addressed that I can consistently reach outside of the hold is the dude who I thought was Dee's brother. And they do have that sort of like silverish and off gold presentation, so maybe the dagger is part of that?
I'd like you to find the It's a very precious
Okay.
Then good day to you, my dear.
I got it. Thanks for the health steal. So interesting thing about the way the UI is represented. Oh, that's weird. So when I saw somebody else get the debuff and lose some of their max HP, do I just need to rest to get my health back? So they had an extra line under their health, showing sort of the difference between their max. Like, you could tell that max HP was reduced. For me, though, I don't see that. Did I not get the blessing? I did. Can I just use it? So 701 max HP. Oh, you know what? It was so dark on their stream that I couldn't see the black, of the... No, 701 versus what? 738. Maybe it was such a small difference I didn't notice. Hey Mala, thanks for the raid. I wasn't sure if you were streaming this, actually. I think I had vaguely saw your name on Discord, and I don't know if it was purple or not, but I thought I saw you playing the game. I think you said you were starting to dip into some additional later game stuff. I think that was like in your tweet or in your stream title or something. I feel like you mentioned something like that, like you were going to push a bit further out. Probably. I didn't look at the type, but I think this is a key item. A weathered dagger. Here it is. It was once a special weapon of gold and silver intertwined, but is now worn down and marred by a black ash. So, gold and silver intertwined is D and D's brother. I bet in order to resolve D's brother, I have to bring the dagger to either, well, both, one of them, I don't know. Here, have a dagger. It's on the house. Hey, Mela.
Well, what have we here? How did you get your hands on that dagger? Well, that hardly matters. I know very well whose dagger it is. Why don't I return it to them for you? Good work bringing this to me.
I could do it.
Did you need something else?
Can we talk about it? I guess he's gonna just wander out. Probably should have shown it to who I think the brother is first. I think I might have just ruined that quest a little bit further. Okay, the fingers are still asleep. How was the stream, Mela? Did you get some cool new stuff? I don't want to get too spoilerific. I think you went up very far northeast, I'm guessing. But I haven't been very far up there myself. Finishing up a lengthy quest to get your ending in place. Finishing up another quest to get a different ending. Kaled. Oh, okay. Alright. I know roughly where you are. I don't know what those endings would be. There's only one ending that I'm concerned about, and I don't know even what it is. I know it involves... It has some connection to Ronnie, and that's as far as I know. I just want the magic ending, and I hope if Ronnie's ideals are what they think they are, what I think they are, then I want whatever that is. Man, you don't lose a lot of max HP. I thought it was a big number, but I don't know. Maybe it's always a flat amount. So if you have any HP whatsoever, then it doesn't matter.